We want protein, not what she wants.
I keep feeding him greens because I think that he should be eating greens because they're healthy. But then, like, that's my kale, and I put that in a smoothie every day. So now we're struggling over, there's not much kale left. I have to go to the supermarket. So I'm like, do I feed the pig or do I feed myself? Obviously, little piggy one. He likes spinach better than kale.
He's definitely getting tamer.
Yeah. For you, the chicken the other day went after Wanda and she yelped and ran away. Like, Wanda is afraid of the chickens, but she's not afraid of a Great Dane. I don't know how that works. Hello, everyone. Everyone should remember Michael, who lives in the apartment.
Hello.
And he's married to Fred, who's up in the cold. And he's down here enjoying the weather. We're just commiserating about how guilty we feel about staying here enjoying the weather. But it is a little cold today. We're both wearing our caps. But Michael has a couple horses on the other side of town and goes out to the barn and rides all day. And and he has brought the two Great Danes, or the Great Dane, Violet and Iris, who go to the jobs, and they're the best dogs. So it works out really well. And it is cloudy here today, and a little cold, but not as cold as it was yesterday. And we both decided that, what's the temperature? We're like 50 right now?
Probably.
He's wearing a wool hat. I have a down coat on. We're just not, it didn't take long.
Yeah.
It didn't take long to become like a true Southerner. We can't stand the cold. See, he is a pig whisperer. And you can see little piggy's doing better. You can touch him and you can pat him. I have video of taking him for a walk. Oop, and he jumps. Yeah, so he's doing a lot better. I kind of underestimated the amount of work a pig is. Somebody sent me a chat GPT on how to bring a pig to a nursing home, and chat GPT answered.
Wow.
And it was 100% correct. It said, what do I do? And this is one of the I call these people the Goldy's warriors, because it's Goldy's farm and there are warriors. This group of people also buys the chicken bricks. You know, we talked about the chicken bingo and everybody buys a brick. That's how we sustain Goldy's farm. And these are all the people that buy bricks. Thank you, everyone, for doing that. But one of them asked ChatGPT, how do I bring a pig to a nursing home if it's really loud and squealy? And ChatGPT came back with like a long one-page list of things he needed to do. And one of them was, don't pick him up, just touch him and hand feed him, because the reason he squeals is because he's scared. And that's their defense mechanism, because any animal that's close to a squealing pig is going to run the other way, including us. Humans included. So I do have my noise cancellation headphones that I wear when I handle Mr. Piggy, but so far he's been, so I've been leaving him on the ground. It also said that once you get to the point where he can walk on a leash really well, to bring him to the nursing or a floor to get him used to the slippery floor, which I didn't even think of. This is reminding me that that robots and ChatGPT and AI is actually going to run the world, because I should have thought of that. The first time I brought a cow into, we used to, it's a long story, but some of the Goldy's warriors know this, but my mother used to have this business called Animal Episodes, and she would bring animals to like big events in Boston and all the movies she supplied, mostly movie stuff, but every once in a while somebody would pay a lot of money for the for a petting zoo, like, and she, oh, look at that. And so she would pack up all the animals, she being my entire family, my dad, who was a doctor, my sister, all of our friends. She would pay everybody $100 a day to go help. And so I was in grad school at the time. So I would come home with all of these students, and we'd all get $100 a day. But the day started early. We slept animals. And there was one time we had to bring animals into a big hotel in Boston for some party. They wanted donkeys, and we had a pet cow, but it wasn't Elvis. It was another pet cow that I can't remember. It was it's one of the miniature cows, because you're right, we had miniature cows. So we had to bring the miniature cow across. It was like, I don't know, the Four Seasons or something in Boston, across the lobby down into the loading elevator that would bring you up to the ballroom upstairs. And all the donkeys, so we bring this herd of donkeys. The donkeys are all used to it. And what we would do is we would tie balloons. We'd bring like 4 donkeys. We'd tie balloons to them, and they would mingle through the crowd. And there was about 4 of us walking around with little buckets, watching tails. And as soon as a tail came up, I would fly over there and catch it and clean it up. So anyways, and they would just mingle, and you just watch the balloons around the room. So we went in there and my friend Jack was helping us. And Jack, this was in the 80s. So this was, early days of men coming out as gay. But Jack's always been very verbal about being gay and just very proud of it. Yeah. And he's such a great guy. I wish he wasn't gay, because I would have married him. But anyways, so moving on. So he's leading the cow across the lobby that has like a marble floor on it, and the cow's slipping all over the place. And not falling down, but just like sliding all over the place. He's like, "Oh, honey, I remember what it was like when I wore heels for the first time, too." I was like 18 years old, and I'll never forget that. That was so funny. I see Jack all the time now, too. So he's one of my favorite. No, he lives in Topsfield. He ran a foundation he ran a foundation for AIDS when AIDS first came out in the 80s. And that was his big claim to fame. He recently retired. And he walks around Meredith all the time. So when I moved to Meredith, we reconnected. And he's the one that's like, "You got to retire. You got to retire. You got to retire and just relax." So I finally took his advice, and then, boom, Goldy's farm. Yeah. But really, what do you think? When you go to a nursing home, what is that? I mean, isn't that a good feeling when you leave there?
In the course of, I was a little out of my element the first time.
Yeah.
But I was intrigued by the whole process, and over the course of the next couple of visits, I actually saw people that were kind of like afraid of the sound.
That's a real, yeah.
And even Violet, the golden doodle, they were like, "Ooh, that's a big dog," or a dog.
Yep.
And, but I could see in their demeanor that they were curious. Anyway, long story short, over the course, I think it was the 3rd time I had gone there, I saw literally, patients that hadn't touched them at all, the previous ones, and they were, reaching out.
Yeah,
like that movement and connection with the animal, it was all very positive.
I didn't notice this, but now you bring it up, because I went without you.
Yeah.
He went away for the weekend, and I brought the dogs without him. And first of all, your girlfriend who was there was asking for you. It's like 90-year-old woman. And I did notice that, because there's a couple, there's one gentleman who is in a wheelchair, and he was like, "Get the dogs away, get the dog." He made a big stink the first day. And I didn't really remember. I remembered him because this time when he was there, he wanted a picture with Iris. And he was like, he's like, "I'm so afraid of her, but she's so sweet." And she got a picture on his iPad, but that's...
So all the things, the emotional connection, the movement, just, something for them to look forward to. It's all very powerful. So it's good.
Yeah. I always feel better when I leave the nursing homes as well. It's like you feel like you really have made a difference for the day.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So our job on Tuesday, they have the flu there, so they wanted a week off. As you can see that Michael's been flying, so he's caught it too. There's I don't know if you all know of other people that have it, but Betsy had it, and Betsy's supposed to come down. She's already been through it, but she's supposed to come down tomorrow night, Betsy Frost. And I know several other people who are down with this flu. I've been keeping my distance because I don't want it. But so, and actually Nick had it and Elizabeth now has it. So the job that we had in Aspen Hill, we canceled for today because Elizabeth, I don't want Elizabeth to go in there. She feels like she's coming down with it. So I was like, you know what, let's not risk the 100 patients that you may see today. So so they took the day off and they're rescheduling. We're scheduled for Tuesday again, and then still have our Friday. And I don't know if little Piggy's going to be. The people are really excited to meet Piggy. I might just try a run through of Piggy, but I don't quite think he's still a little. He did really well on his walk this morning. I'm going to take him for a walk. Oh, look at he's scratching him. You're witnessing the first scratching of the pig.
Good. I think he likes it.
Oh boy, that's the as far as what Chat GPT says is once you get to the scratching stage, you'll get to the your pig is trained. So once he rolls over and lets you scratch him, because he's already recognized that we're a good food source. Oh, this is what Chat GPT says is if you can get him rolled over, you got the pig.
Get to your mind.
Whoa, yeah, I'm going to have to go in. There's a little fence here I got to climb through. You are witnessing pig training 101. How long have we had this pig? Yeah, you're the pig whisperer. Yeah, we've been calling him Bitsy, even though everyone thinks his name should be Pearly.
Pearly?
So, yeah.
We made bombs today, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. He's a nice little pig. He still has some dry skin, and I went into Tractor Supply. I don't know if I said this last mail call, but I went into Tractor Supply, and they said that he could have dry skin because he doesn't have enough water and mud to play in. So I'm going to get him. The great thing about Aiken is like literally there's a guy in the same aisle that I was in, and I was like, hey, you look like you have pigs. What should I do? And the guy's like, yeah, I actually have a pet pig. So you can find somebody that has a pet pig in South Carolina, Tractor Supply. So I put some bag bomb stuff. We're gonna reapply, and I'm gonna take him for a walk in a few minutes. I don't think Judy is. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Right down he goes. Oh, you've hit a spot. Get a piggy. Oh, he's gonna fall over. Oh.
I've never had a pig like this before.
Oh, you are a pig whisperer. Who'd have thought?
Kids and animals.
Jesus, yeah. Now, you were an emergency room nurse? Operating room. So you didn't have to deal with kids a lot.
Well, I did. Luckily, you meet them and their families and get them off to sleep and fix whatever, and
off they go. Yeah.
And then I take them to the recovery nurse before they wake up.
So okay. Really? Yeah. And you've never had any pig experience?
No.
Yeah, we had a pig named Lucy growing up, and Lucy was a regular pig. I don't know how we ended. We had a couple pigs, but Lucy was what I remember most. And my dad, my mother was crazy, and my dad was clean. Yeah. All right, so my dad was a physician, and in Linfield, where we grew up, one doctor in Linfield, and it was Dr. White, my dad, and he owned the medical building, and you would go down to and he was super handsome. Like even when he was 94 and on his deathbed, he was still handsome. But you would go into the waiting room, and it would be like wall to wall with little old ladies. And he drove a big fancy car, and he's a little ghetto. He grew up in Chelsea, and before he went to med school, he would steal cars, and he has this funny story. When he was like 18 years old, he and his buddies stole a car, and one of his buddies got shot by the police, and they drove in the stolen car all the way out to Stowe, and his buddy got shot, and everybody else got out of the car and ran away in different directions. And he found himself in the winter in Stowe in like a badass leather jacket, and had to walk from Stowe. This is, in the, I would say 1920s, all the way back, because he was born in 1917. Okay, so it wasn't the 20s. It was probably like the 40s. He walked all the way back to Boston, where he lived. And on his walk back, he's like, maybe I ought to try a different career. And he went to med school. And so then he married my mother. I don't know where it was, what he was thinking, because his first wife had had agoraphobia and didn't like to leave the house, so he overcompensated with his second, who didn't want to be in the house. So my mother refused to cook and clean, and he came home one night. They would go out to dinner 6 nights a week, except for Saturday, because the restaurants were too busy. And one night he came home, and the nerve of him, he said, Carly, maybe it's kind of expensive to go out all the time. Maybe we should stay in and you could cook. So literally the next day, I remember this, my mother dragged the stove out of her house all the way down the long driveway, put a free sign on it at the end of the driveway, and it was gone. So anyways, so then my mother comes home with a pig that, for some movie commercial, we had to use a pig. My mother didn't want to return it. So we ended up with a pig, and her name was Lucy, and my mother trained her. God, I have turned into my mother. She trained the pig. It was a nice pig, but the pig only liked my mother. And I was all right. It would tolerate me. But she didn't mind Dr. White, my dad, until she would lie. We had a concrete driveway, or paved driveway. And my dad, this was before snowblowers, would go out there and sweep the driveway. And so he was out there sweeping the driveway, and Lucy was lying in the way. So he just took the broom and, said, go away, go away. And that was it for Lucy. Like the next day, she would wait for his car to come up the driveway and stand outside walk around his car, knowing that he was in there, knowing that he was going to come out. He'd have to grab his briefcase and run to the house with Lucy chasing him. And so he says to my mother, we got to get rid of the pig. She's like, no, you got to learn to run faster. So, yeah. So that was my childhood. Oh, and one other story that I'll tell you. I don't know if some of the camera people might have heard it, but my dad had a patient that had a monkey. It was like an ape monkey. It was a big monkey. Well, in my mind, it was a big monkey, but I was pretty small. No, it was a big monkey. I think it was a monkey. It was probably, when you stretched it out and lifted up its arms, it was, it wasn't, it was a monkey. And it was a trained monkey, but it was really old and it was a little senile. So and the monkey would attack, as it got older, would attack its owner every once in a while. So, and my dad would stitch him up. So the last time he came in, the guy was like, this is the last time. I gotta put the monkey down. And he'd had the monkey for like 30 years or whatever, a long time. I don't know how old monkeys live, but it was an old monkey. So my dad said, well, we have the circus this weekend, because we used to put on a circus for the town. It's another long story. And he's like, do you think we could borrow the monkey for the day for the circus? Because we would have a circus show, but people would come in and out of the barns and meet all the animals. Look at that little pig. And so, they're like, okay. The guy comes over and he brings the monkey over, and he's holding the guy's hand, and he's got a little tiny leather halter on and with a rope, and he's holding the guy's hands, and the guy brings him in. So I remember they tied him to the back of a stall, like a regular stall, and there was a sliding door, and they tied him to the back of the stall. I gave him some spaghetti for dinner, and they were just going to have the kids walk by and see them the next day. And, while they were the petting zoo for the circus, that was at 1:00, people could come by through the barns. So that was going to be really excited. People could see a real monkey. So I go out in the morning. This is the day of the big circus. We have all the kids in clown off. We've been training all summer our ponies to stand on seesaws and do acrobatic stuff. It's a big day. So I go out there with my stepsister Priscilla, and we slide the door across, like one of those sliding doors. The door's wide open, and the monkey's just sitting there, and we're like, oh. and all of a sudden it was like kind of up on the hay rack. It jumped from the hay rack at us, and the little collar broke. So, and it comes running at, and we took off to the house. Now the house is a long way away from the barn, running, and it's swinging along the fence behind us. And we're like, monkey. And we go running in the house, and like my parents were all, they're going to shoot it tomorrow, so we might as well do it now. People are going to be showing up in the next hour. We have this crazy monkey loose. So my dad goes running upstairs. He has a gun, and he has bullets in his underwear drawer, but he's only got like 2 bullets. So they grab the bullets, they go out there, and actually, my mother tried to catch it first without shooting it, but she gave up. And so finally they're like, okay, it's almost, people are going to show up. We got to shoot it. So my dad goes out there. Now, I don't know if he's ever fired a gun, but he hit the monkey once. It fell over. And and all the children are watching this from the window, by the way, in our clown outfits. And monkey falls over. So my mother goes running over, and she puts a plastic trash can over it. And we're like, oh, all the kids are crying, this poor monkey. And then like 2 seconds later, the thing comes up, like it's still alive. So that, the trash can comes off, the monkey's standing there. So he puts the other bullet in. Now he only has 2 bullets. So now, like, he aimed, it hit him. And so we're like, oh, thank God. So we put the trash can back, and trash can comes back up. Monkey's still alive, but they're out of bullets. So now they start calling along on like landlines back then, calling around, trying to find their neighbors with more guns, with more bullets. So that the neighbor comes over, they got a couple bullets. So they put more bullets and then they put another trash can on. It has like 6 bullets in it now, with a rock on the top, and it knocks it over. It's still alive. But finally they took care of the monkey, and that was the end of that. And the show went on, the little circus. So, let's see, what do we got? Okay, there's mail chat survey. Yes, last day on that. Other things, I'm trying to look at now, the questions. Michael is fantastic. Yeah, he seems to have tamed. Look at the pig's going to fall over again. Look at that.
On your belly?
This is according to ChatGPT, the 3rd stages of taming a pig is being able to scratch it.
I think you're there.
Yeah. No, the question is whether I'm going to be able to scratch it.
Of course you are.
Someone says they used to use old dried corn cobs to scratch the pigs.
Huh.
So we're making great progress with the pig. Let's see, what else is going on? So Betsy's coming tomorrow. We have a sea of extra. So we're going to do the job on Friday. And then we've got a bunch of fun things going on this weekend. I'm still booking the flights for my mother. It all depends on when Judy gets back and when she can turn around and come back and bring Carlene back with her one-way ticket, with no return ticket. I'm very nervous about that, but it'll all go well. And things are going pretty smoothly. I talked to another volunteer who's willing to help out even in the winter up in Massachusetts. I talked to Elizabeth, who, as you know, is not feeling well today, so I might end up doing mail call tomorrow. Everything is fine up there because we've got reinforcements with Michelle. We've also got Justin, because it seems that the whole Tilston household is under the weather. So, and Kate is over at Meredith. Kate, Pam, and Coral covering the animals there. It's just a lot of snow. It's exhausting. It looks like there's more snow on the radar, but they're surviving, and that's about all you can do this time of year when you have this much snow. So it's all good. Let's just pray for warm weather and that it will melt.
Somebody said the spring's going to be here in 22 days. Is that right?
For us, it'll probably be here by Friday. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. What a coincidence. 22 days up in Massachusetts. So, yeah. Look at the little piggy. He's just hanging out with you now. And he doesn't make a lot of, he makes his happy grunt noises. Because that's what we need is a pig that likes to be scratched, because he's going to need to lie around and get scratched. We need to teach him to fetch. We got 22 days. We need to teach him to fetch. He's almost to the point where he's good on the leash. But he keeps getting his, when I can't leave the leash on because he gets his feet caught in it. I need to get a properly fitted one. I'm using a dog. Maybe they make ones for pigs. The chickens are enjoying their time off. They didn't have to work yesterday, so they're very happy about that. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So, any questions from anybody? I'm trying to, there's been a lot of talk about the going over to Facebook versus the 9 and 10 cameras. I think it probably would, I don't know what happens with Facebook, but sometimes it just gives that scrolling thing, which is quite annoying, but it is nicer because then we can take the phone with us and show you things other than 9 and 10. So, and from what I've heard, 9 and 10 is a little messy. Can't hold it against Elizabeth because there's so much going on with it. Just cold weather just makes everything so difficult because you don't even think about when you have horses. The water situation, getting fresh water out to them, moving the manure out of the arena, getting it to the manure pile. It's a lot. It's a lot. But at least we're down here where it's warm, and we have a trained pig. Yeah. It's tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Thursday. And thank you once again for everybody reminding me to that today is actually Wednesday. Okay, don't forget to buy your Henny Penny bricks. And I would like to have the naming of the pig be the winning prize. But I know a lot of people like Pearly. We've been calling him Bacon Bitsy. I call him Piggy.
Piggy.
Yeah. So I guess we all need to land at a name.
He needs a proper name, so he knows.
They do make pig harnesses, yes. So that's what I call them. We have 53% of the bricks sold. That's very good news. What's today? We got some time left, so let's push it out there and get it sold out and keep this whole house of cards running forward. So I'm very much looking forward to warm weather back in Massachusetts. And all right. Well, that's Mail Chat for today. And she named him Percy, but we got a full second roll down. Jesus, look at that! What are those little thingies? Not that.
He's got a little hernia. He's got some hernias. These are his. These?
Yeah.
That's just part of the Kuni breed. He's got like a little umbilical hernia, I think.
Oh, geez. I was thinking I should take him to the vet and have.
I'm sorry.
Never mind. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just his penis. You've probably never seen a pig penis. Yeah, I don't know what one would look like either, but that looks like a pee-pee. I've seen a hernia. Oh, yeah, those are probably, I don't know, those look like nipples. Maybe he's a hermaphrodite. Yeah. You know, it also could be like where he was living. I've not seen the underside of the pig yet, but where he was living, and it was, I could tell when he first came in that was all one solid rash. Look at him. Yeah, I don't know what those little doohickeys. He's got two little doohickeys off of his chin. Waddles, yeah. I don't know what those are for. But the guy at Tractor Supply, the pig expert, he said that he's probably eligible to be gelded too. And to do it the sooner, he said you may not be. He literally said you may not be able to really touch him and scratch him and tame him until you do that. But I kind of think you've beat that battle. But still, yeah. And what I said to the guy is, it's always better when you cut them off. So, yeah. So, way to make friends with men at Tractor Supply. He's now Michael's pig. Yeah.
Let's see if he remembers us tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is good training today.
Yeah. All right. So that is mail call for today. We may be back tomorrow, depending on how Elizabeth is feeling. So that's all. And see you all soon. Bye.